This 67-year-old woman tried everything to look younger: skincare, makeup, even considered procedures, but nothing worked. Then her hairstylist made one simple change, and now strangers think she's in her early 50s. Watch this transformation. What you just saw is the power of strategic haircutting, and it's something 90% of women over 60 are completely missing. While everyone's focused on skincare and anti-aging creams, the real fountain of youth has been sitting right on top of your head this whole time. In the next 11 minutes, I'm revealing the exact 3 haircuts that create this same jaw-dropping effect, including the precise angles and lengths that lift your face better than any procedure. But here's what's crazy. Most stylists don't even know these techniques exist. That's why I'm also giving you the exact words to say to get these cuts, plus showing you the one common haircut that's secretly aging every woman who wears it. But first, if you want more age-defying beauty tips delivered straight to your feed, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification. It's completely free and helps you never miss these game-changing secrets. Let me ask you something, and be honest. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and thought, wow, I look amazing today? If you're like most women over 60, it's probably been a while. And if you're nodding your head right now thinking, she's talking directly to me, don't worry, you're definitely not alone. Here's what happens to our hair as we age that nobody talks about. First, our hair literally gets thinner. We lose about 40% of our hair density by age 60. Second, it loses its natural bounce and starts hanging flatter against our heads. Third, the texture changes, becoming coarser or more brittle. And fourth, and this is the kicker, our face shape subtly changes as gravity does its thing. But here's the really cruel part. Most women keep wearing the same hairstyles they loved in their 40s and 50s, not realizing these styles are now working against them. It's like trying to fit into your wedding dress 30 years later. Technically, it's the same dress, but honey, some things just don't work the same way anymore. But here's the plot twist. When you understand how to work with these changes instead of fighting them, you can literally turn back the clock. Some of my clients look younger at 65 than they did at 55, and it all comes down to one thing: the right haircut. Haircut 1. The flattering modern layered bob. The first haircut that will instantly take years off your face is what I call the modern layered bob. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, "Oh great, another bob," this isn't your grandmother's sensible bob that made her look like she belonged in a church choir. This is a strategically engineered, scientifically backed, age-defying weapon of mass youth. Here's why this works so well. And I'm going to get a little nerdy here, but stick with me because this is important. The length hits right at your jawline, which creates what stylists call a visual lift to your entire face. Think of it like an invisible facelift that costs $80 instead of $8,000. The layers add movement and volume, making your hair appear thicker and more youthful. And here's the secret sauce: the slight angle, where it's slightly longer in front than in back, draws the eye upward instead of down. It's like having tiny little arrows pointing up to your best features instead of down to, well, let's not go there. I had a client, Margaret, who came in looking like she was ready to join a book club and complain about the temperature. She left looking like she was ready to join a book club and steal someone's husband. Same woman, same day. Just the power of the right cut. Another client told me after her bob makeover, her grocery store cashier started calling her Miss instead of Ma'am. Now, I can't promise the grocery store cashier thing will happen to you, but I can promise you're going to love what you see in the mirror. Look at these transformations. See how her cheekbones appear higher? That's because the length creates a horizontal line that lifts everything above it. Notice how her neck looks longer? The shorter length eliminates the weight that was pulling everything down. And see how her eyes seem brighter? When you frame the face properly, it's like having a spotlight on your best features. How to ask for it. The foolproof script. When you go to your stylist, say this exact phrase: "I want a modern layered bob that hits at my jawline, with face-framing layers that start at my cheekbones and soft, textured ends. Write it down if you need to. I won't judge you for bringing notes. This cut is absolutely perfect if you have a round or square face shape, if your hair is fine to medium thickness, and if you want something that's chic but still easy to style. Basically, if you want to look put together without spending 2 hours with a blow-dryer every morning. Haircut 2. The flattering, sophisticated pixie. Now, I know what you're thinking. I could never go that short. I can practically hear some of you saying, she's lost her mind if she thinks I'm cutting off all my hair. But hear me out, because the sophisticated pixie is hands down the most dramatic age-reversing cut you can get. I get it. The idea of going short can be terrifying. We've been conditioned to think long hair equals femininity. But can I tell you a secret? Some of the most gorgeous feminine women in Hollywood are rocking pixie cuts, and they look absolutely stunning. Think Helen Mirren, Jamie Lee Curtis, Judi Dench. These women didn't accidentally stumble into looking fabulous. Here's what happens when you go short. It automatically draws attention to your eyes and cheekbones, your best features. It eliminates the weight that pulls your face down, and it gives you this fresh, confident energy that people associate with youth. Plus, and this is huge, it makes your neck look longer and more elegant. It's like having a built-in necklace that never goes out of style. But let me address the elephant in the room. All your pixie cut fears. What if I look too masculine? The key is getting the right version of a pixie. We're not talking about a severe, geometric cut that looks like you joined the military. We're talking about a soft, layered pixie with longer pieces in the front that frame your face beautifully. What if I have a weird-shaped head? Honey, we all think we have weird-shaped heads, but a good stylist can work with any head shape. Plus, most of the time, what we think are flaws are completely in our heads. What if I hate it? Hair grows. I know that sounds obvious, but seriously, hair grows about 1/2 inch a month. In 6 months, you'll have enough length to try something different if you want to. Let me tell you about Linda. She's 68, came in with hair down to her shoulders that was so thin you could practically see through it. She looked tired, older than her years, and frankly, a little defeated. I convinced her to try a pixie cut, and I wish you could have seen her face when I turned her around to the mirror. She literally started crying. Happy tears. She said she felt like herself again for the first time in years. 6 months later, she sent me a photo from her daughter's wedding where she's dancing with a man who turned out to be her new boyfriend. Coincidence? I think not. Tell your stylist, I want a sophisticated pixie with soft layers, longer pieces in the front for face framing, and textured PC styling. The magic words here are sophisticated and soft. You want elegance, not edginess. Haircut 3. The shoulder grazing shag. The third age-defying cut is what I call the shoulder grazing shag. This is for those of you who are thinking, I like the idea of looking younger, but I'm not ready to sacrifice all my length. This cut is like having your cake and eating it too. You get to keep some length while still getting all the youth-boosting benefits of a strategic cut. The shag works because it creates volume and movement throughout your hair, making it appear thicker and fuller. The layers start high up, which lifts your features like a subtle facelift. The length hits right at your shoulders, which research has shown is the most universally flattering length for women over 50. But here's the real genius of the shag. It works with your hair's natural texture instead of fighting it. If your hair wants to have some wave or movement, the shag celebrates that instead of trying to force it into submission with a flat iron. Modern versus retro shag. Now, this isn't the shag from the 1970s that made everyone look like they belonged in a rock band. We're not trying to channel Stevie Nicks here. Though let's be honest, she looked pretty amazing. This is a refined, modern version with soft, blended layers and face-framing pieces that complement mature features. Here's what I love about the shag. It's incredibly forgiving. Having a bad hair day? Scrunch in some texturizing cream and you look effortlessly chic. Want to look more polished? Blow it smooth and you're ready for a business meeting. It's like having 3 different hairstyles in one. I had a client who got this cut right before her 40th high school reunion. She told me later that 3 different people asked her what kind of work she'd had done. When she said just a haircut, they didn't believe her. That's the power of the right cut. People assume you've had some expensive procedure when really you just found a great stylist. Ask your stylist for a shoulder-length shag with long layers starting at my cheekbones, soft face framing pieces, and textured ends for movement. Emphasize that you want it modern and refined. The aging trap. Now, let me tell you about the one haircut that's aging women faster than anything else, and I see this everywhere, so don't feel bad if this is you right now. It's the blunt one-length cut that hits below the shoulders. You know the one. It looks like someone put a bowl on your head and cut around it, except the bowl was really, really big. Here's why this style is so aging. It pulls everything down, making gravity work against you even more than it already is. It makes thinning hair look even thinner because there's no layering to create the illusion of fullness. And it creates these harsh, blunt lines that emphasize every sign of aging instead of softening them. The immediate fix. If you're wearing this style right now, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm trying to help you. Switching to any of these 3 cuts I just showed you will give you an instant 10-year reversal. It's like trading in your old car for a brand new model. Same person, completely different energy. The 3 non-negotiable rules. Here are my 3 non-negotiable styling rules to maximize your age-reversing results. First, always, and I mean always, blow-dry your hair up and away from your face, never flat against your head. I don't care if you're running late, I don't care if you're tired, I don't care if your blow-dryer is making weird noises. Flat hair against your head adds 10 years instantly. It's like putting a sign on your forehead that says, "I've given up." Second, texturizing products are your best friend. Sea salt spray, mousse, texturizing cream, whatever works for your hair type. Flat, lifeless hair always looks older. You want mousse.